Alright folks, it's Paul Gomez with Gomez Training International. Today we're going to talk about the need for medical training for people that carry guns. The way I like to start this conversation, as I do in class, is with a bedtime story. So here's your bedtime story. There you are sitting at home, bad guy kicks in the front door, you go to guns, you do everything that you've trained to do, everything you imagine, you envision will happen. You shoot the bad guy, he goes down, you scan, you assess, you top off the gun, you do everything you trained to do. And then you hear the sound of somebody you love, your wife, your girlfriend, your child screaming because they caught a stray round that went through that wall. And you get in there and you stand there and watch somebody you love bleed out and die because you never bothered to get medical training. It's a pretty crappy day, getting a whole lot worse. Now the reason I start with that is to begin this conversation. One, we have to understand how the EMS system functions in this country. There's not an EMS system in the country that allows their care providers to go to a scene of violence until the cops have gotten there, figured out what's going on, and declared it safe. Guys that carry guns have figured out dialing 911 doesn't get the guy in a funny costume with the gun to show up and solve that problem. The cops will get there when they can, and they will do what they can, but they're not going to magically appear and solve that problem. However, we don't tend to think about the rest of that 911 equation. We somehow think that dialing 911 will get the guy in a funny costume with the band-aids to show up and solve that problem. And when it's a scene of violence, that's not how it works. It doesn't matter that you're the good guy and he's the bad guy, and it's your kid that's bleeding. It's a scene of violence. Somebody tried to kill somebody. Somebody did kill somebody. It's a scene of violence. EMS can't get there, can't move into that scene until the cops have gotten there and figured, hey, it's cool, figure out what's going on. Yeah, let EMS come in. So why does that matter? In my town, EMS response time is around 5 to 7 minutes. That's pretty good. That's not to a scene of violence. Cops have got to get there first. Cops got to figure it out, then flag EMS to come in. If somebody has a major arterial bleed, they can bleed out and die in 90 seconds. Best case, that's a lot faster than EMS gets there. So what we need to look at is if you have considered, if you carry a gun, if you keep a firearm in the home, if you considered using that gun to defend yourself or somebody you love, then you have to recognize that somebody, yourself or someone else, might be hurt in that process. And we have to have basic medical skills to render care, to keep them going, to get them into the EMS system. Does that make sense?